Right, we should both be able to talk now.
There you go. Now I can hear you.
Good. Okay, and we've got hello from Corinda, and hello both again. And Corinda is saying, what an awesome 5-day life. Thank you, Corinda. I think we had a brilliant day today. Just a minute. Okay, I could hear myself in the background. It was playing because I shared it. And say hello to Barry. And Barry saying good afternoon, Stephen David. Good afternoon, Barry. Nice to see you.
Hello, Barry. Hello, Corinda.
All right. Okay. Are you going to ask me about my background? You could do if you wanted.
I was going to, yes. What is it about? It says I winning. It's cut off at the top.
I know. It says twinning.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's not the world's best background. We'll say hello to Kelly as well. Starting to rain, might as well. Go on then. Kelly's saying starting to rain, might as well watch the show.
Oh, I'm glad that you're here with us because it's raining, not because you just want to be.
Well, heaven forfend. Right, it should say twinning at the top, and should have been last Friday. Our friends from Germany and France should have visited us for 4 days, but of course we can't do that at the moment, and it's very difficult. And we tried to set up a Zoom conference with the 3 countries getting together, and we couldn't get a reply from France, so that made that a bit difficult. So last Thursday I decided that I would go live, and I went live with the Twinning Show from Devisers Twinning TV, and on that side of me is Valmingen, on that side is Mayen, and I used YouTube video to tell the story of Devisers, Mayen, and Valmingen, and it worked out rather well because 3 people actually turned up in the studio, so we had a 4-way chat. So I quite enjoyed doing that. Over to Corinda. I'm confused about your background. We can't have that, Corinda. Just a minute. That better? Right. Okay. It was 3 town badgers. It was badgers of Valmingen and Mayen, and Devisers was hidden behind me. How are you, David? Anyway, let's get to brass tacks.
No, I'm doing good. It's been it's been a busy morning already. Well, every day is busy for me, but had a nice Father's Day yesterday, and had both of my kids with me, which doesn't happen as often as it used to, So that was nice. Putting them together at the same time, and got out to see Jennifer's family, and it was just a nice visit and good busy weekend, and got to see some friends, and so it was good. And this morning I've just been busy preparing for this afternoon show and getting things ready for the premier's broadcast. And when there was a city council meeting this morning that I was watching and stuff, so just my daily routine. And then I'll be starting on they're already talking about how we're going to be delivering our class come the fall again.
Oh, yeah, that's good news.
which will be an online delivery again, with some tweaks and changes. I mean, the students that just came through the last class, like they didn't sign up for this, right? They didn't sign up for the online thing. They were kind of forced to do that because it had already started. Whereas the students coming in the fall will be fully aware that this is an online thing. So be prepared for that. And of course, there were some glitches along the way that will be discussed and how can we improve. And so, they'll plan, do, review. And so I'll be teaching again in the fall, which is great. So looking forward to that. So I'm really in my wheelhouse with that one. And then, just some other projects coming along. I mean, I will be, and I'll be talking about it later today on my show, the Western Ontario Outlaws, which is the lawn tractor racing, was bringing me out to live stream those races again. Of course, that got put on hold. They were starting the end of May and June, but they're actually going to be allowed to have those races. And I'll be there live streaming the races. And people are allowed to come and watch as long as they stay in their cars. So, so for me, it's good to. I miss getting outside and live streaming.
You miss getting out. I mean, we were able to go out for the first time to a National Trust property yesterday, and the system has changed somewhat. We went to Laycock Abbey, which is about 17 miles away from us, and it's the home of photography. It's where photography began with Fox Talbot and the Fox Talbot camera, and the museum dedicated to him was actually closed. But they were allowing people into the grounds, and it was one of the first openings. But you had to book. You couldn't just turn up and just go in. You had to book in advance, get a ticket, and then present your ticket at the door to actually get in. All of which was good fun. We did that. Angelica arranged it all, of course. But there were people turning up throughout the day without tickets, and they're members of the National Trust, and they were not pleased because they'd driven miles to get to Laycock, come from London and Bristol, and they were told, no, you can't come in. And I think they had one or two angry words to say, but it's all a booking system at the moment. At midnight on Thursday, all the tickets are released, and everybody stays up and books the tickets. And once they're gone, they're gone. Right, question from
Corinda. Quite a few questions out there.
Right, okay. First question from Corinda then. I want to know how to improve your broadcast. What's your thinking and tips on that?
Well, I mean, that's kind of an open question. I mean, it depends what area you're talking about. You're talking about audio quality, video quality, quality, like maybe ask a little bit more specific, and I can tell you what I think on that. I see Kelly there. Looked like Hollywood Square City Council meeting. Someone said the Bridge 6 on screen with Zoom. So it's actually depending on what level of Zoom you have. The free version, you can have 100 people on screen, and then I think in the top tier version you can have 1,000 people on screen. So they claim.
Yeah. So they claim.
What they don't talk about is the more people you add in, the more the quality maybe drops. But yes, you can have up to 1,000 people on Zoom, but I've never had the experience of being a part of one of those. Like Kelly was talking about our council meeting. So they use Zoom to do it. They had 9 on screen. They can have more on screen. There were a lot of people in the background as well, though, that weren't not on screen. So Zoom's a great option for webinars and that sort of thing. Honestly, everybody goes. Zoom seems to be the go-to one. There's free things out there too, like free conference call, which is very similar to Zoom, and it's absolutely free with no real limitations. And I think you can have 100 people on screen in a room, so it's worth always looking around.
It's raining 100 people in a room, 60-minute show. How long do you get to talk for?
Well, I don't think it's always about having 100 people in a room to have them talk. I think it's having 100 people in a room to, like, you're not necessarily going live on Facebook. You're just having a presentation by maybe 2 or 3 or 4 people, and the rest of the people in that room are there to observe. That would be the purpose of having 1,000 people in the room, for example. Because not everybody has, like here on Be Live, everybody has, other than the producer, everybody has the same level of
that's true. Yeah,
capability, right? Whereas in Zoom, you can say, okay, you're just an observer, so you can come in and watch, but that's all you can do, that sort of thing. So, and then what was can you go back to the David? I see you got some money equipment. Which one do you think is best equipment ever? Again, what equipment are you referring to, and best ever? I mean, I can talk about I use the C922 Logitech webcam. I think the C920, which is its, previous version, is a great webcam. The Logitech 922, it's got a couple of little, it's a better camera as far as, the internal things go. And if you're using a microphone built into the webcam, the microphone built into the Logitech 922 is better than the 920. But when you're doing this kind of broadcasting, I don't really recommend you use your webcam microphone. If that's what you need to get started with, it's a great place to start. But using an external microphone is a great idea. I use a Blue Yeti, it's called. I actually use it. That's what I'm using right now, and I use it for all my productions. Stephen, I don't know if I told you, but I was going to put something out. Maybe I'll just out here quickly. But I've actually started doing a narration of books for Amazon, Audible, and iTunes, and really enjoying that. And my Blue Yeti. To go back to Corinne's question, is I use that microphone for that, and they're acceptable to that. So microphones, you could start here, and you could go to here. It's another loaded question.
Totally. I mean, I had a lapel microphone for 3.5 years, and it worked well, but it doesn't have the oomph.
Right.
The current microphone has. I think that's the difference. I mean, the sound from a lapel microphone is crystal clear, but there's no ability to actually boom out and talk loudly. All right, comment from Corinda. Corinda is on YouTube, a Smile Time Weekly, and is saying YouTube is way behind Facebook. There is a reason for that.
Behind how?
Yeah, the video on YouTube is behind the video on Facebook. It's watching both.
Oh, I see the time. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. The reason that we actually play a countdown clock, well, I do, is because there's a disparity between the connection time on Facebook and the connection time on YouTube. And it takes longer for YouTube to connect. And when it does connect, the delay, the difference between Facebook and YouTube is going to stay, because they both start at the beginning of the show and finish at the end. And if YouTube starts 10 seconds after Facebook, then it's always going to be 10 seconds behind. There's nothing you can actually do about that. From a broadcasting point of view, countdown clocks get rid of the problem, because we wouldn't normally know when to start talking. And if we started talking right at the beginning, then YouTube wouldn't get the whole broadcast. At least that's my way. And the YouTube link, if you want to click it and try out what Corinda says, then we are live on YouTube at the moment and simulcasting.
Yeah, and latency has always been an issue, right? Like, well, for example, I know some people have wanted to do live music, for example, where they wanted to have, Stephen over in England playing the guitar and David over here playing the drums and Kelly down the street playing the bass guitar and going live and trying to do that. It doesn't work. there's the technology, believe it or not, is just not there. Well, it can be done, but it's super, super, super complicated. Complicated. Say that. It really doesn't exist, right? And it's because of timing. And like when we do our bingo every Wednesday night, we had talked originally about. They said, "Oh, well, we'll put it out live on. Can you do it live on YouTube and Facebook and blah blah blah?" And I said, "I can, but here's the problem." Somebody watching on Facebook wants to call bingo, and somebody watching on YouTube calls bingo, and we see it on one or the other before the other, and then you start. So that's why we said we're just going live on YouTube only.
Yeah.
And I changed some settings in YouTube, which you can. There's three settings for latency to make it the most in real time as possible. But the other side of the coin too is if I have super fast fiber internet and Steven has super slow internet,
that's true.
He calls bingo and I call bingo after him, but it just doesn't. It's frustrating. I get it, but it's unfortunately we're not on the moon with it yet.
Nope, we're getting there though. We are getting there. I mean, we did on the show earlier. We played videos from 2015, and the difference is night and day. Because the clarity of video now is you can't compare what was happening in 2015, which we accepted as good then. But now video, generally speaking, is crystal clear. It's better on YouTube than it is on Facebook, but that's because YouTube allows greater resolution to the videos, and it always be so. I mean, for Facebook to upgrade from 720 to 1080 would cost them a bit, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Well, and you know, as we progress, we get greedier with our demands for for what we want and as for features and quality, etc. You know, like I'm sitting in 720p mode right now because that's what I changed it to. But it'll be interesting to see in the next 6 months how YouTube and Facebook compete with each other just on the video side of things. If you look in Creator Studio and Facebook, you're seeing more and more features being added. You know, using their native Go Live system. Yeah. So anyway, thanks Facebook.
Okay. We've got discussion going on. Kelly is saying, which one do you think is clearer, Facebook or YouTube? Looking about the same to me now than a few years ago. Are they getting closer? And Corinda's saying that Facebook is much clearer than YouTube. I've just changed mine to 720 as well. So hopefully at the 18-minute mark, we'll see a difference. And Facebook has also generated captions. That's true.
Yeah, and that's actually that's something nice to see, because I know a few years ago when I was live streaming the city council meetings before they even knew how to spell live streaming, I was there on my own accord, and then when they had reached out to me and said, well, you know, would you bid on this and doing this? And I said, no, I at that time didn't want to. But anyway, one of the things they asked for in order to be AODE accessibility approved, I guess, was that they wanted live captioning for the live stream.
Right.
And at that time, it didn't really exist. It was a service you could get and pay for. And, you know, they just wanted it included and everything. And it was like, well, there was no way to know how much it's going to cost. If you have a 30-minute council meeting, it's one thing. If you have a 3-hour council meeting, it's another. And I know YouTube has live audio captioning as well, but you have to turn it on, I think. But
agreed. I just had resolved a problem for me anyway. I wondered who Jelly was, and I now cracked it. Sorry, couldn't resist, Corinda. I know you've got a good sense of humour, but Jelly is actually Kelly. I think that we can't let that stick, can we? anyone notice when you put a comment on screen, there is my photo on Kelly's comment, my comment on Kelly's photo. I don't know if it's me. I can see, just a minute. Let's find Kelly. That's definitely Kelly. And that is definitely you, Corinda. So we're looking good from this end.
Not sure
Doesn't mean what. Right, okay. It has to come once a week. You know, it's Monday. And it's time for. Are you ready for this week? Are you ready? Are you ready? It's time for. You want a drum roll? I know you do. And that won't have appeared on the video, hopefully. It's time for dad jokes. And I know it's gone. Okay.
I'm not ready.
All right, Kelly Jelly. While David's setting up then, I'm just going to bring this on screen. And this week is 5 days live. And just play a little video. I got a little sign then that said I've no sound, so I'm going to put the sound back on. Today was myself, Brigetti, Lottie, and Marco. We had a fantastic time. And tomorrow is David and Linda and Fons and Joe, and you can catch them at 10 a.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. in the UK, and I'm looking forward to that broadcast tomorrow. Right, I'm glad my microphone's on. It helps, doesn't it? So let's hide that. Hide that, go full screen, and it's over to you. Wait a minute.
You're just a narration of everything that you're doing. Right. You're like the commentator for the live stream. You've probably seen this one. Two antennae met on a roof, fell in love and got married. The ceremony wasn't much, but the reception was excellent.
Yay. Not a groan. I get a yay for that.
I get a yay. Okay. See, here, I wish I could have a little a thumbs up or a thumbs down on the screen so they could vote for or against my dad jokes. I don't write them. I just deliver them, folks. And I haven't read any of these, so I got to be careful. If you can smile when things go wrong, you have someone in mind to blame.
Oh. No. That wasn't a groan either.
How do you make antifreeze?
I don't know, David. How do you make antifreeze?
Steal her blanket.
Oh, that's definitely a groan.
Auntie. Well, this will be kind of going along with what's happening. What's the difference between the bird flu and the swine flu?
I don't know, David. What's the difference between bird flu and swine flu?
One requires I can't even. One requires treatment and the other an ointment.
I'm glad you said that. I'm really glad.
A treatment and an ointment. Sounds like the start of a bad joke. A treatment and an ointment. Walk into a bar. I have a bonus one. This that I.
Oh right, okay.
How long have I? I don't understand this one. How long have I been working for the company? Ever since they threatened to fire me.
Ah, right. Okay, you worked harder.
Oh, right. Ever since they threatened to fire me, I worked. Okay. That was dumb. I'll groan on that one. What did the daddy tomato say to the baby tomato?
I don't know, David. What did the daddy tomato say to the baby tomato?
Catch up.
Ah, right. I should have said tomato, shouldn't I? Really, then at that point.
Yeah, there you go.
You, yeah.
And before, and one more, and then I have a bonus one. What's brown and sticky?
I have no idea. What is brown and sticky?
A stick. Well, those were really bad this week. And the bonus one that I used to tell all the time when I worked in the bar business, in the bar world, the entertainment world. Two men walked into a bar. The third one ducked.
A good circle. Sorry, can you tell it again, David? I put it in when I should have.
Two men walked into a bar. The third one ducked.
Yes. Okay. That could have been a groan if I hadn't messed it up completely.
Two men.
Oh dear. My timing was off there. My timing was definitely off.
A termite walks into a bar and says, "Is the bartender here?"
Mm-hmm.
You don't get it, do you?
No, I don't. I'm with Corinda on this one.
What do termites eat?
Wood.
And the bar, you walk into a pub, like a bar, it's usually made out of wood. And he said, "Is the bartender here?"
Ah, right. Okay. You see, you've got the split words. I only heard bartender. I didn't hear the split words. Okay, and over to Corinda. And Corinda, second one I didn't understand. You don't have to understand them, Corinda. You've just got to smile. That's all we need to do. You don't. Yeah. Okay. Right. Talking of bars, we're sincerely hoping to be told tomorrow that our bars can be opened next week, which would be be a good step forward. The other thing we may well hear, it's been trailed that much that it's not going to be news, is that the social distancing is going to be shrunk to 1 meter. Now, this comes against the background, the R value in the UK is slipping below 1, and it's staying below 1. It comes against the background of the R value in Germany leaping to 2.88. And it's mixed messages that have been sent out by different countries who are doing different things, and it's all getting very complicated. David?
Yeah, well, we've had our bar restaurants finally be allowed to open, sort of. They're only open outside on patios.
Okay.
And we've seen some locations be permitted to use their parking lot, but they put up fencing or roped fencing or fencing, whatever, and the tables are social distanced. And I was at Jason and I went to Brownstone's Saturday, sorry.
Yeah.
And we were outside and having a burger, and it was different, right? But I mean, we were there. You could still order food, beer, whatever you wanted, kind of thing. So that was nice. And I said to I mentioned to Jennifer yesterday, I was like, well, what's the difference of being outside if you're like, why can't you be inside and have the tables just as far apart? And she said something to do with airflow. Yeah. So
I've heard that this virus can survive longer indoors than it can outdoors. Right. And that's the reasoning that's being given in the UK, that the virus just is there. I mean, the favorite place for a virus to hide is on door handles, which is why most of the establishments that are open in the UK, the bathrooms are closed. Yeah, for that very reason. That when people touch the handle, if they do have coronavirus, it's going to stay on the handle, and the next person along will touch it and catch the virus. Well, they can only catch the virus if they actually touch their face, but we
Right.
all do that. We know that. You and I have tried stopping it during our shows so that we don't give people the wrong idea. And we fail miserably sometimes.
Yeah.
But it's the difference between airborne and room-borne, I suppose. Okay. Right. Okay. I'm not going to attempt to read that out. Okay. Totally tripped up.
I would like to mention something about Barry, though. As you can see, I'm using his picture behind me here today.
Okay.
But I wasn't sure if I don't think I messaged Barry this or told him this. I'm sure it's okay. But for the introduction, so I've been doing shows every Wednesday with the city of Sarnia called the Canada Day Kickoff. And every week we've had some guests on to talk about what's going to be happening. Last week we had a message from Mayor Bradley, Mayor Bev Hand, who's the mayor of the village of Point Edward. We had our MP Marilyn Gladue was here, and others. We'll be doing one again this Wednesday. But I created an intro using InVideo, which I've started to use, and I'm happy to. And I took this picture and used this picture in the intro for the Canada Day. So every time we go live, there's lots of people watching. This picture shows up in the video, as well as I don't have a picture of it. I don't know if you saw me holding up a picture of a wooden Canadian flag, and it had in the middle of it the maple leaf was made out of puckboard. I put that's actually the official logo for our Canada Day production as well. So thank you to Barry for allowing me to use this photograph, and I went ahead and used it in the intro for the Canada Day productions as well. And I made sure I give full credit. And I'm going to use some more of Barry's stuff because he said that I could. And I thought, for my show's going to get a bit of an upgrade as far as intro videos and that sort of thing. And I thought, being a local show, why not put in as much local as I possibly can? And Barry's been super supportive and is great local advocate as well. So I want to include all of that in the production. So thanks, Barry. Appreciate it.
Teamwork, friend work. And that's what it's all about. It is, which means that I've got to answer Corinda's question. Where's the picture from? This is not good, Corinda. The picture is actually in Mayenne in France. I didn't take the picture though. It's one of our twin towns, and I borrowed the picture, as it were. Okay, actually, I could bring up another picture from that area. I like this one. Yeah, this is Weiblingen in Germany, so international flavor. All right, okay, and Corinda, all right. Tomorrow is my first live broadcast on Bokia Share. Right, okay. Wish you luck with the broadcast, Corinda. And if you want to put a link in, then please do. And
what is?
Come watch. I don't know.
Botcha.
Botcha. I don't know. But if Corinda posts a link, then we'll know more. My battle to get onto Amazon Fire Stick continues. I've not heard word one from Vimeo, so I don't think it's going to happen. So, but I've been watching Facebook Watch, and last night on Facebook Watch, if I mention a name to you, I'm going to want your reaction. It's going to be, if I mention Jean-Michel Jarre to you, would you say who?
Yeah, who?
All right, we've got to go back to the 1980s. Jean-Michel Jarre, famous French musician. Have you heard of Mike Oldfield?
Of who, sorry?
Mike Oldfield.
Yes.
Tubular Bells? Yep, okay. Same era. Jean-Michel Jarre put on concerts in Houston and Lyon, light shows everything, music and everything. Well, last night he did his first virtual reality broadcast, and it was on Facebook, and it was virtual as well. You could actually put your headset on, you could actually watch. And we said, Angoka and I were watching it, and we said there are only 6,500 people watching live. Yeah, which we can aim for, I suppose. But at the end of the day, it turns out that actually his show on Facebook was watched by 334,000 people, which
Wow.
just shows the power of Facebook and the power of French music as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Over to Barry. Thank you for using my photos, David. Much appreciated.
Yeah, well, thank you for allowing me to use them. That's I'll use more.
And I use them too. Over to Corinda. Boccia is a game similar to Bocce, played by with a wiki entry. Boccia is a game similar to Bocce, played by competitors who have a physical disability that requires use of a wheelchair. Thank you for the information, Corinda, and wish you every success in the game. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay. Oh, just a minute. Photograph of the week.
All right. Oh, you got your mug.
I got the mug, and just to show, just to show that I still have it, I'll hide the photo. But there's the mug. There's the mug.
Now, where did you make that?
No, this is from Irene.
This is from where?
Irene.
Oh, okay.
Irene from Belive.
Very nice.
Just have a word. So I'm trying to get in. Shot's not going. So thank you, Belive. Thank you, Irene. It's from the Belive Partners Group.
Gotcha.
And Irene said, "Who would like a mug?" And we all said, "Yes, please." And the amazing thing was that she ordered it in the Philippines and said it's going to take 2-3 weeks, and it arrived inside 2 days because Basel, where she ordered it from, have a base in the UK. So that was most impressive. Over to Corinda. Messenger bots still work, but I don't think many people are actually using them. What do you think, David? When's the last time you used a messenger bot?
I would have to agree. I disconnected mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just found, well, I mean, Facebook said thou shalt not do this and that and everything else. And I was just like, you know what? There's a way for me to promote myself and use it. So that's the direction I took.
I've got 2 or 3 people who still broadcast out to me. And I thought it would have been against the rules, but nobody's stopping them. But it's too risky, Corinda, to send out a broadcast message to everybody, because if Facebook doesn't like it, then they can stop your page, and we don't want to go there. What you can use bots for is to respond into comments, but again, I've not done that for a while either. I'm not selling anything, so I suppose we could try bringing back bots for next week.
Oh, okay.
With a link to someone interesting.
Yeah.
Try them out. I know RJ is still doing bots, but she's not doing ManyChat bots anymore. She's got a different bot. So life seems to have moved on from ManyChat. But Molly Mahoney is still using ManyChat.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mean, we used bots for quite a long while and used to send out the messages. But as David inferred, we've been stopped doing that. We can't send out a broadcast message saying this will be live in 10 minutes. Those days are gone. Facebook has monetized it, and the way we could do it is to actually pay to send out the broadcast message before. But as this is a free broadcasting service, it does go a little bit against the grain to actually pay to send out a message. So we're grateful you're all here today, but we won't be sending out any messages. Yeah. So back over to the comments, and Corinda again. Yeah. Okay. So we've answered that. We're not using bots, Corinda. It's up to you. we're looking for a new way to actually promote things. Speaking of which, Marco came up with an idea, and that's to go live half an hour before the actual show and say we're live in half an hour and drum up people that way. I mean, quid pro quo. There's reasons for and against it.
Yeah, the reason I would be against it is, after the fact, when it's over and the replay stays there, people have to scroll ahead and find where you started.
Oh, yeah. Good
or
point.
sit there for 30 minutes, and they're not going to do that. Now, that being said, depending where you do it, you can on Facebook go into the Creator Studio after the fact. And I don't know if you know this or not, Stephen, but there's options in there you can actually create clips now from Creator Studio of your Facebook Lives. Mm-hmm. And you can also trim the video. So if you were to do that, and I've had to do that with the Premier of Ontario broadcaster, where they're supposed to start at 1, and then you go live at 1, and then you get a notification that says, "Oh, they're not going live till 1:15 now." So you sit there because you're already live, and go back in, and you can trim the front or the end of the videos off. So that's a nice feature as well. But that is just one more step.
It is a very nice feature to be able to edit the recording. But I've got to say, from where I'm sat, the tool is not totally intuitive. I'll tell you why. I had a 60-minute recording. Yeah.
Okay.
And I had at the beginning, I had something I wanted to remove. Yeah. 3 minutes I wanted to remove. And after I'd finished and processed the video again, I got a 3-minute video because I deleted the wrong bit.
Oh.
I deleted the 57 minutes, not the 3. So I was left with what I didn't want. And what I did want disappeared into the ether. It's gone. Except that we're on BeLive and I was able to download the HD version and do it all over again.
Well, that doesn't sound like Facebook's fault.
Well, it wasn't. It wasn't. It was my fault. I screwed up royally. I did it in a rush, and you should never do things in a rush. You should always, and if you're going to try something for the first time, don't try it on something that's live. Try it on something that's just a test thing. Over to Corinda. Right. Okay. Thank you for the reminder, Corinda. And he's saying, who's on the show tonight, David?
So 3:30 p.m. Eastern time, my time, I guess. I will have Dave Brown, who's the executive director of United Way Sarnia Lambton. He comes on once a month to give United Way updates on their campaigns and what they're doing. It's been a really good relationship, actually, I want to say, with United Way. Coming on, in the beginning, I talked with Dave Brown and come on once a month, and I was like, oh, is that going to be, are people going to get tired of that? But they're really transparent about how they spend their money, what they're doing in the community, etc. And so it's really important to them to be out. And they've been very supportive of the show, and people appreciate them coming on and giving their transparency and showing what they're doing in the community as well. So Dave Brown will be on with those updates, and I'm going to have Wayne Freer on. He's from the Western Ontario Outlaws, the lawn tractor racing. He'll be on to talk about that and giving updates on the races that are going to be coming that I'll be live streaming. And I've also got Kirsten Vanden Heuvel, who is coming on to talk about her new business called Blue Coast Bundles. We're known here in Sarnia Lambton as Ontario's Blue Coast, hence the water behind me. And she's put together these packages that are products full of local businesses, and then you can purchase these. Anyway, she's a 23-year-old young entrepreneur and doing very well, and we wanted to have her, and she's from here in Sarnia, and wanted to have her on to talk about that. So 3 great guests going to be on today. Again, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or what's that, 8:30 your time?
It is 8:30 our time.
Yeah. On my ears.
Right. I went into focus room. Yeah, 8:30 our time, and
I'll be broadcasting the premiere again today at 1 o'clock. So I'll be leaving in a few minutes here to get ready for that.
Okay. Okay, when just going to try another photo. This might be more. There we are. Firmingen Devices, Mayen Yezi, and that's my counterpart in France.
Okay.
That's where the twinning takes place. And now I got totally thrown. I want to go here, right? And this is one of my favorite backdrops.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, this works well. This is on Unsplash, and it was recommended by Peter Stewart. Now, Peter Stewart had a problem. His partner took. Well, she didn't actually argue with him, but he just went to her and he said, "I need to improve the Wi-Fi," because he's doing the singing concerts in the lockdown clubs on Facebook, and he's upgraded his mixer, as we know, and now he wanted to upgrade his Wi-Fi, and he told his partner, "I'm going to drill through that wall, and I'm going to put cable, as John Upton told me to do. I'm going to lay cable." And she said, "No, you're not. You're not drilling through the wall." So he was left with a bit of a problem. I recommended to him that he go with Deco, DECO, and that's a wireless solution, which means that you can have good internet throughout the whole building without putting any wires down, and it simply works. I'm using it at the moment. Angelica's using it at the moment. It means everything in the house works well. So I'm waiting to hear how, because he bought it now, and he said I bought it, but he's not said anything since. So I don't know how he's getting on with it. But it's been live broadcasting, so things must be reasonably okay.
Right. Okay, that's something new. It's called Deco.
Yeah. DECO. And in the UK, it's
like Wi-Fi extenders. Is that where they are? Or?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Plugs into your router, and then you've got 3 extensions that you can actually use throughout the house, and it means you don't need to delay any cables. Sorry.
Wirelessly.
Wirelessly, yeah.
Yeah. So I plug in my router here, and then I could plug one into the next room, and then one upstairs, and it all connects. Is that? I'm just trying to understand. Okay.
I'm going to destroy my studio here, but that's it. So I've got 3 of those.
And they work well. Like you're happy with their performance?
Yeah. Brilliant performance. I've been using them since January, and I can recommend them, as I have been. And you just plug and play. There's no major setup. You control everything from your mobile phone. And if you have a situation where you want the major slice of the internet that's available, then you can actually make sure that you actually get more internet than everybody else in the house, and that's the way to go. I mean, the thing is that it's better than saying I'm going live. Just don't do anything for the next hour, because So Deco is the product of the week. No affiliate links here, but DECO, and you'll find it on Amazon, and it can improve your Wi-Fi experience. It just works out the box. And if I can set it up, and I'm not a hardware guy, then you can set it up too. But this is not the only solution there is, obviously. I'm just saying that I got it and it works. And what you have at the moment is what.
Like for me, I have a router here, but I run cables through, and I've got another one upstairs, and then our bedroom's right above the living room, so it reaches that Wi-Fi. So it's no.
I mean, that's it. John Upton's wired his house with Cat 5 years ago, and he's never had to look back really. So he's got a totally wired solution wherever he is in the property.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Now, I have a question for you, Stephen. I've noticed like we seem kind of plain here today. We don't have our graphics up anymore? Did they disappear for a reason, or are you just
they haven't disappeared. I don't think I can find them. Just a minute. Let's try that.
Okay.
That's not us, is it?
Yeah.
Hang on. We might have something.
Oh, there you
There
go.
we
Okay.
are. It's there. It's just hiding. It's just hiding.
I was just worried for somebody comes along who's never seen us before. They don't know our name or anything. So I was.
Well, that's true. I mean, we could do this as well.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. Right. So we're talking. On Friday.
You've got so much going on. I could just imagine if I could see your side of the screen, all the different graphics and everything you've got happening there for all the different shows.
True. I had today. We were looking back at 20. As I was saying, I had a video from Marco and a video from Lottie, and a video from me back from 2015, 2016, and we were actually comparing what it was then and what it is now. And I know, just to forewarn, that Linda has sent me a link to one of her videos back from the day.
Okay.
So if you've got a video on YouTube, which it goes back to 2016, 2015, then if you could send me a link, you can feature it in your broadcast tomorrow. David is broadcasting tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. in the UK, and he will be on 5 Days Live with Fonz, Linda, and Joe. I'm looking forward to that because I won't be on screen. I can sit in the background and.
I was going to say you're not on screen. You're just producing, are you?
That's right. I'm just producing the shows. You're leading. I thought I'd tell you beforehand.
Oh, am I? I have not received any instructions.
There are none. We did the show today, and I had an agenda down the side, and I never used it.
Okay. Does anybody else on the show know that?
Well, yeah. I mean, but tomorrow's show is all about telling your stories. So you've all got stories you can tell, I'm sure. Yeah, and it doesn't have to be a live broadcasting story. It's a story. Yeah. So they're on it. There's no direction other than your own.
Well, we should chat later today, just so that I'm understanding exactly what's supposed to happen.
Okay. I'll yeah. That's good. Yeah. Okay. We can do that. Or we can do it before the show tomorrow. Probably give me a chance to plan it then. But yeah. So 10 a.m. tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern. David with Linda and Fonz and Joe. So we've got Canada, England, the west coast of the USA, and Ireland.
There you go.
Who says we're not international?
Well, I'm looking forward to it, and it's been a while since we did a 5 Days Live, so it'll be good to get back onto that again for sure. And on that note, I've got to step away and let you wrap things up because I've got to get ready for the Premier of Ontario, getting ready to speak with some more apparently exciting news. So we'll see what that means exactly. Don't define exciting in politics, but more information that some are looking forward to, I'm sure. And my understanding is a part of those that who have not been able to open into stage 2 just yet. So hopefully that'll be positive. So thanks everybody for watching. Give it 10 in the comments below if you enjoyed the show, and if you didn't, do nothing but come back next time and give us another opportunity to please you. And Kelly's pleased because she's here. Her Ender's happy and all that stuff. So thank you, Stephen, for looking after things, and look forward to tomorrow morning. Tune in. Thanks, Stephen.
Right. Okay, take care, David. See you soon. Right now then, where do we go from here? I'm going to switch the overlay off. I could actually bring a different overlay up, but I'm going to switch it off, and hopefully in a moment I will come full screen. So just a minute. Do not adjust your sets. And I'm also going to hide my name. Okay, so all that's updated. Now, the great thing that's taken place over the last week, as far as Be Live concerned, is that we can now simulcast. Simulcast is the ability to broadcast to more than one place at the same time. And this video is on both Facebook and on YouTube. And this is, well, it's a game changer, really, because we've got the quality of YouTube Now, obviously, you can't watch this in both places at once because, as Corinda pointed out, there is a time delay between Facebook and YouTube, which is quite natural because the show reaches YouTube after it's reached Facebook. However, you can comment on either Facebook or YouTube, and I will see your comments in the studio and I can display them on screen. And over to Barry, giving us a 10 plus, and to Kelly, who's giving 10, and to Corinda, who's giving... All right, that was the original question. Thank you for that, Corinda. That led into a whole range of things. Now, so exciting that it's now been publicly released. Hundreds of people are now doing the simulcasting to both Facebook and YouTube, or Facebook and Facebook. I could go live on Be Live in 5 on my personal profile at the same time. I could go live on Be Live in 5 and the Be Livers group at the same time. So all the options are equal. Now, tomorrow is 10 a.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. in the UK, is the next filling installment of 5 Days Live. And that will be followed by my being in the Be Livers group at 5 o'clock. There are shows at 10 a.m. Eastern every day this week, and David and I are on a show together on Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. in the UK, where we'll be joined by Tina. So this is a very busy week. In addition to my 8 regular shows, I've got 5 other shows. So this is probably the busiest week of the year so far. But as you all know, you can't stop me going live. I just enjoy it so much. I also enjoy your company, and to me that is what it's about. It's about networking. It's about being able to reach out and talk. And I can blab for Britain, as you all know. Blabbing for Britain will be on Thursday, 10 a.m. So I'll just bring this photograph up on screen, and I'll go picture in picture to take you through. That works well. I'm going to change me. I'm going to change the size of me. So this is 5 Days Live. Brigetti from Cape Town in South Africa. We've been firm friends for a long time. Marco Novo from Portugal, who's on the show with Brigetti and I today. Linda West from San Diego. Joe, who is from Ireland. Tina, who's from the Midwest, I think. David, you know, is from Sarnia, Ontario. Lottie is from Ireland. Fons is from Cambridge in the UK, and I'm from Wiltshire in the UK. And that's a team of 9 of us. 4 of us went live today. That's myself, Brigetti, Marco, and Lottie. And we had a whale of a time. Looking forward to repeating that. We'll be back on Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern. And we're just blown away by the number of people who actually watched the broadcast today, because we did go into the Be Livers group as well. So exciting times in live broadcasting, lots going on, lots to do. And this is, once again, this is just the beginning. Things can only get better. Who knows what's down the road, what Be Live have in store. So I'll catch up with the comments, and 10 on YouTube too. Thank you, Kelly. And that's absolutely brilliant. I think YouTube is the way for us all to go. And I'm looking forward to tomorrow's show with David at 10 a.m. Eastern, with Linda and with Joe and with Fons, telling their stories, showing how you can tell your story on live video, and telling some of the stories and things that they've encountered in live video and off live video as well. It is about storytelling. It's about being raconteurs. And I'm looking forward to listening tomorrow. I shall be down in the staging area, arranging events. As I say, it's a video from Linda, and Linda is talking to, in the video, just let me get the information for you. Linda was talking to Kevin Harrington. So video with Kevin Harrington and Linda on the broadcast tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern. Thank you for watching, everybody. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day and make it a good one. Thank you. Bye for